What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Cool with Cool Kicks. We are back for another video, guys, and I guess we're still talking about the Cool Grays, Jordan 11 Cool Grays. So many people took L's on these. I feel like everybody expected these to be super easy. I talked about it for weeks, how the hype is just crazy on these. The hype was insane, and like that's all people were talking about for the last couple months. So I knew that the hype was going to be pretty crazy. But yeah, a lot of you guys took L's. So let's talk about what can be done and what you guys can do to hopefully get a leftover pair. By this time, hopefully, some of y'all took my advice. Flex had the reservation system that includes Foot Locker, Champs, Foot Action, East Bay. WSS had early raffles. Chic had in-store raffles. Finish Line, JD Sports, they actually released everything on exclusive access on the app. All of it went to the stores, so everything was pre-ordered. So that was pretty insane. That's the first time we've really seen that on a large scale. Shoe Palace had their in-store raffle as well. So there were plenty of chances to try to secure a pair before release day. Release day was just impossible, and you just had to get something online, and that was just a total waste of time because so many people took L's. So I was lucky enough to be able to win a couple of pairs or a few pairs, but I'm curious to see if I should head out on leftover day. I don't know, I'm still thinking about it, but I think there might be some chances. There are a few things that we do know. Information does always change, by the way, as well, but let's go with the information that we do have on hand right now. I have heard that Shoe Palace, they will not be doing first come first serve, and that everything will be re-raffled off. So make sure you guys answer your cell phones. Make sure you guys answer. They'll probably come from a blocked number, or might come from a blank number or number that doesn't show up. Make sure you guys go ahead and answer phone calls, because that could be Shoe Palace. You never know. Chic as well as WSS, they got rid of their pairs the day of. WSS usually gets rid of their pairs. You have to pick them up by 10 in the morning. After that, they usually let people take them, whoever's in line. Chic does the same thing at 1 p.m. So those two avenues are already gone. The status stores, JD Sports as well as Finish Line, I have no freaking clue. I have no clue. I talked to some of the workers and I try to get information. I said, hey, what's going on with leftover pairs? Do you guys have any information? And one of the workers straight up told me, yeah, we've already raffled those off. And I was like, wait, how did you raffle those off if they haven't been left there? I don't know, but none of that makes sense. How could you already raffle off leftover pairs when they're not left over yet? So none of that really made sense. I don't think they really know what the hell they're going to do. I know in previous raffles, what they used to do is they were technically supposed to call people on a list, and those are people that took L's on a raffle. But I don't know. I don't know if they had, maybe they had in-store raffle and then they have like a list of people. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is, but that's something that we're gonna have to look into. And then the big one is Flex. So Champs, Foot Action, as well as Foot Locker, they don't know. They don't know at this time. What the managers have been told is that, hey, they're not gonna do first come first serve today. When you guys see the video, that's what they've been told. But one thing we have learned is that they change their minds like every other day, or depending on the release, every other minute. Like, things always change with Flex. So what usually happens is the morning of, like right around when they open, they usually get a call from headquarters, an email saying, hey, you guys can either release them or they will officially go back on the app. But there haven't been that many pairs of sneakers that actually have gone back on the app. 95% of them have been sold first come first serve. So I think that's kind of the best chance. If you're willing to spend some time, if you're willing to invest some time, might be worth going to one of the Flex stores. Chances aren't super high, you know, because they have been told that, hey, they're not going to be able to sell them. But there have been numerous times when I've gone and they've changed their mind the morning of. There are times when they get a call like 45 minutes after they open, an hour after they open, and then they get permission to sell them. But none of the stores have permission at this time. So we have yet to see. We definitely have yet to see. There's also the Nike stores, but they still have one more day of pickup. Most of the Nike stores pickup were Saturday and Sunday, so there's really not much information from them, and we're gonna have to keep an eye on them as well. So yeah, I think the best bet, to be honest, on leftover day is gonna be some of the flex stores. But like I said, it's not 100%, but I think they're the best option at this time. Then the next question is, are there gonna be restocks? And lately, there really have been tons and tons and tons of restocks. Are these going to be like the Lightning 4s, where there literally were 50 different restocks within the next month? Probably not, because those were just crazy. Those were crazy. But last year, when the Jubilees did come out, we did see several restocks as well. I actually ended up buying 3 of them. I think I only bought 1 on release day, and then I ended up buying 2 more just because I'd seen pairs around, stuff like that. I also helped a couple people with those. So I think it's going to be one of those situations. Definitely not going to be the huge restocks that we did see with some of the other Jordans, but I definitely do think there are going to be restocks. One thing that you are going to want to get information on is restocking patterns. You know, some of the stores get more restocks, some get less. Usually depends on the volume of the store and how quickly they move stuff. They usually don't get restocks at some of the smaller shops where stuff kind of sits and things don't sell as quick. So I think we've talked about that plenty on this channel. You guys should know which the high volume Foot Lockers, high volume Champs are at this time. So that should kind of guide you on where you should go wait. Usually there's a line at the same shops, so that's something that you guys should know by this time. Another option, if you can't wait, is having some trade bait or using something to trade. That's not something that we really talk about too often here. I keep a lot of trade bait material. I pick up extra pairs of all kinds of stuff because everything does go up in value, and I want to have something to be able to trade. So that's an option that you guys can have. The resale is falling on the Jordan 11s right now. Eventually they're going to go back up. So maybe you might have a Jordan 11 from the past. Maybe you might have a Jubilee. Maybe you might have something like that. And that's something that you might have to do. You might have to trade for them. I don't really advocate buying stuff on resale too much, but it's easy for me to say because I do end up coming up with more pairs than most people. So if that's something that you're gonna have to do, that's something that you're gonna have to do. But what I would advise you guys to do is at least be patient. And see if there are any restocks, and see if you are able to get a leftover pair. It is Sunday. Might miss a little bit of football games, but it might be worth checking. Just go to a mall that has a Foot Locker and a Champs. Might be worth checking, and hopefully you get lucky. So yeah, unfortunately, we don't have tons of information yet, but in the history of me going after leftover pairs and stuff like that, I have been able to come up at Foot Locker. Also been able to come up at Champs and Foot Action as well. So hopefully those stores work out. We don't know much about JD Sports, and we don't know much about Finish Line quite yet. Let me know if you guys hear anything, though. Let me know if you guys hear anything. I can throw that on my Instagram and hopefully help the rest of you guys find out information. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you help our boy. Make sure you press that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, press that subscribe button, click on that notification bell, and hopefully this information is useful. But yeah, you kind of have to think about how each of the stores work, and you kind of have to learn from that. And you kind of have to, like even inside information doesn't really help sometimes, because there have been times when I was explicitly told by staff inside the store saying, hey, you know what, they're not going to be sold the next morning, and then the next morning the headquarters end up changing their mind. So even that doesn't really help a lot of times. So you just have to go out there and you just have to hope for the best and see what happens. Good luck to all of you guys that are going to be out there and that did take an L, and hopefully things work out. So yeah, see you guys next one. Peace. Yeah.